ever struggle with your decorating and incorporating your cross stitch in with your decor and having it actually look good, look coherent and interesting? Maybe things just feel like they aren't meshing, certain things stand out on the shelves, you don't know what to do. I have 5 simple tips for you today that are going to turn your Halloween or general cross stitch displays into a spectacular display. I'm Misty Purcell. I am the cross-stitch designer behind Luminous Fiber Arts, and I'm excited to be with you today to talk to you about how I decorate for Halloween. I love Halloween, but what I'm going to share with you today is helpful whether you decorate for Halloween or any other decorating that you do. The tips apply regardless in creating a coherent and interesting display, incorporating your cross-stitch and your other decorations. So let's get started. Tip 1. Group your pieces that are a similar fabric color in one area. This will add a lot of coherence quickly and easily. And on my hutch here, I would call this my cream, orange, gold, black area. And you can see that all of my stitched pieces, the fabric has a golden or warm toned neutral cast. And that just helps make everything fit together more easily. And then all of the decorations I've included have those colors primarily in them. So having an off-white fabric or a neutral fabric that's a warm tone and grouping them all together really helps make this a more interesting but cohesive display. Tip 2. Echo the colors from your project and the other pieces around it. So you can see here, Enchanted Quaker is a new piece this year for me that I've added to my display. And I often stitch on, as I've shown you, like a neutral, more cream colored fabric. You can see here is another example. And so how do I incorporate this piece that has just gray and black into this display? So one thing that I did is I made sure to include this little stitched piece here called Cat and Jack, which has some gray in it to pull this together. And then also, because this design has a lot of black in it, just repeating a lot of black throughout the display helps pull this in. So it stands out, but not in a way that's like not harmonious or incoherent. So, you know, if you have some projects that don't quite fit in with the rest of your projects in terms of their color scheme, you can go ahead and create a new display and then pull a few more of those kinds of colors in other decorations or other stitch pieces. And then you can continue stitching more to add coherence to the display over time and keep pulling that color out in some other projects. Tip 3 is to add interest by putting your pieces at different heights and using stitched pieces and decorations of different sizes in your displays. So you can see here, you want your eye to kind of go up and down as it's looking across your decorations. And so I have pieces that are kind of smaller in the front. One way that I raise things up is to use a vintage cheese box. I love collecting vintage cheese boxes, so I like to go antique shopping. You could also collect things like vintage sewing machine cabinet drawers. I use those also for some of my decorating. And you can go to places like Target and find stands like this wooden one here, or Michael's has pedestals like this, and that will help raise some of your stitch pieces or your decorations, and then you can get some different heights with them. So you want to think about combining things that are different sizes and scales to get more interest for the eye as it's moving around the decorations. Tip 4. Use coordinating decorations around your stitched pieces just to make them more fun, and again, it adds a bit of coherence. So I'm super happy about this. I designed the Sneaky Smooky spell designs a few years ago, and then this year Johanna Parker came out with this really cute witch, and she just matches my witch so well. It's a nice compliment, makes the display a little extra fun, finding something that coordinates. Or, you know, here, with my design Hocus Pocus, I purchased this adorable piece from Susie Davis Studio of a kitty, And just putting some kitties together makes me happy. And the same thing over here. You know, it doesn't have to match it perfectly, but sometimes just echoing the piece with something nearby that's similar. Like here you can see my cat with the green eyes. That's a fun way to decorate, and I think it just makes things a little bit more interesting. It gives you something fun to look for when you're out shopping too. Okay, tip 5 is to add lighting to give a cozy ambiance. So here is what the hutch looks like without the lights on, and then that nice warm fall glow just with some, you know, white Christmas lights. So that's a great way to add some cozy ambiance. I'm going to show you another thing that I have with lights, because I think you'll... So you can see here I have these battery powered candles on a remote control, and they just add a bit more fun to my display there. I'm a really big fan, and I get teased about this, but I'm a really big fan of any light that is on a remote control, because I don't want to have to reach into everything that I have and turn on each individual candle, and those timed candles never work for me. They get off the timer and then they're on at weird times. So I like the remote control, and I get to say when the lights are on and off. And I have to say, these lights are so fun. I kind of feel like a magician in Harry Potter, because I can just point my remote. I don't remember what the thing was called in the book, the whatever thing they used to grab the lights out of the candles or whatever. You'll probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I feel like a magician whenever I do that. So that's a little tip for you, to look for either battery powered lights that have remotes, or in the case of the Christmas lights, you can plug them into a thing that plugs into your wall, and then that has a remote so that you can turn the lights on and off that way. Or you could put that on a timer if you wanted to. And I just had to show you this one. This is my other larger display. I was like really excited this year. This is the first year that I've been able to decorate all my large display areas with only my own Halloween designs, which has been a dream for me kind of since the beginning of designing 5 years ago. It was that at some point I could have the bigger display areas filled with just my designs, and this is the first year it's happened. It's pretty cool. So I do have other designs by other people, things people have stitched for me, and those are just in other areas. I just don't have them in my bigger display areas right now. I wanted to see if I could do it this year, and I was excited that I could. So I have some awesome things coming up this fall and this winter, and I don't want you to miss them. So I have a really cool new design coming out, and I have 3 words for you: Gloriana Silk Floss. That is what's part of the design. So a new fall design is coming soon, and I don't want you to miss it. So make sure that you sign up for a newsletter. Sometimes people don't see the videos, or they don't see social media posts, and the people who are on my newsletter get the notices first. They get sneak peeks at things first. So I love the new design. I think you're gonna love it too. And I have a limited number of kits, but the kits are great with lots of awesome things in them that you're gonna want, I think. And I'll be sending out a preview email maybe in about 2 weeks. And also, I am participating in the Jingle Ball, and I will be teaching a class there for Christmas. And I have a really great class. I'm excited for you to see what we're gonna be finishing. And so I don't want you to miss out on that either. So again, sign up for my newsletter, and then you will get a preview, a peek at what's coming in the class, and then you'll get a notification when you can check out the class. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've got lots of things going on in the next several months, and I can't wait for you to see them. So what was your favorite tip from the video? I'd love to hear from you. If anything from the video resonated with you, something you'd like to try, or if you have other things that work really great for you that you'd like to share in the comments. Everyone learns from each other, and I don't have all the answers in decorating, so I'd love to hear from you about what you found helpful or things that you do that work well for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this tour and that it was helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching.